Hello, I'm Kim Schranz from howtowrite.org, and we're going to look at a slightly more in-detailed look at the inverted pyramid writing technique. We've already done a brief introduction of the inverted pyramid technique in a previous video. Now, in that previous video, we looked at some emails, and the inverted pyramid technique is here as an example on the right. Now, why would we use the inverted pyramid technique with the information top-loaded at the top of the article? Well, it came from the news industry so that they, in the typeset days, and they could cut off the bottom of articles if they didn't have enough space. Now, here's two articles that still use the same technique. Many articles do. For example, at the left, we know, let's see, Britain said on Wednesday that the government put no pressure on Scotland to release the dying Lockerbie bomber early to improve Britain's trade links with Libya. Well, we know from that beginning, just the beginning of the article, that the Lockerbie bomber is dying, that he's in Scotland, and that Britain's trade links with Libya need to be improved, could be improved. On the right side, we have an article also using the same technique. Indonesia had a powerful earthquake that killed at least 42 people and forced thousands to flee buildings. So we know that there was an earthquake in Indonesia. We know that at least 42 people died and thousands had to flee. And that also the death toll will rise, which is the title of the article. But even though it's the title of the article, right in the first paragraph, we actually get the entire background. So we have our context for what we're reading, but also top-loaded information, an inverted pyramid. So you may remember in our previous video that we also looked at where we could stop reading in an email. And in our inverted pyramid email, we could stop reading after the first paragraph. So let's try some other examples. Here's some examples of longer documentation. Now let's see. Cold air can enter your house through tiny gaps around windows and doors, exhaust fans, outlets, or any other place. In some residents, hidden openings can let in as much cold air as would come through a hole the size of a brick. Well, I'm not sure what point we ever got to there, except a lot of cold air is coming into our house. I don't know how to fix it. So if we look at where we can stop reading, well, it's all the way at the bottom, and we probably never get to any improvements. In the second example, this report describes 3 ways consumers can lower their winter heating bills. Cold air can enter the house through tiny gaps in the windows, etc. And then caulking and sealing those gaps will make your home more energy efficient. Okay, well, we know a bit more now, and we get again all the way to the end of it, and we know that we can caulk and seal. And in the third example, well, consumers can easily lower their winter heating bills by caulking and sealing, wearing warmer clothes, and letting the sun in whenever possible. So we know after 2 lines how we can improve our winter heating bills. So try the stop reading test on your own documents and see where you can stop reading. See how quickly you've gotten to the point. So let's also look, as this is a slightly more detailed description of the inverted pyramid technique, again, where it came from in terms of essays. So the essay style of writing uses the pyramid style of writing. So, of course, versus the inverted pyramid, where you present the conclusion first. So the pyramid style of writing describes the problem first. So if we look at that in an essay, here's a table of contents of an essay. Well, we've got the need for an efficient model of information distribution. So this is implementing an intranet at a department. And then we have supporting information. And then lastly, we implement the admissions intranet. Well, in the inverted pyramid style of writing, you could have implemented the admissions intranet to tell what you were doing. And you could say, for example, second, the benefits of a new intranet. And lastly, then you could say what the old intranet was. Okay. Well, here's another example. So this example shows an hourglass technique. Here we've got some information from Google Earth, and it's top-loaded at the beginning. Welcome to Google Earth, and we know that here our computer becomes a window to anywhere allowing you to view high-resolution aerial and satellite imagery, photos, elevation, terrain, road, and street labels, business, and more. So it's quite a dense paragraph of information. And then it lets you go to a place in the middle of the page where you can go to other links depending on what you want to know. And then it goes back to another dense piece of information where it shows you exactly what's on the screen. So that's an hourglass figure that you have a little break in the middle, you can do what you want, and then you go on to read some more dense information, in that case in a bit of a pyramid shape. So how can you start writing your inverted pyramid article, email, or paragraph? Well, start with starting with the 5 W's and H. Who, what, why, when, where, and how. For example, in the email that we had done in the first video, I'd like to use my training budget this year to attend the ISTC conference in Nottingham on the 22nd to the 24th of September. So who? Well, I would. What? Training budget. Where? What? Yes, training budget. Where? ISTC conference in Nottingham. And when? 22 to 24 September. Then you can add any other details you want. In this case, it was the conference programs applicable to our work, and the cost would be within my yearly training budget. And the next action of could I talk to you about it next week, this week. And there it is, our email. So try it. Try the 5 W's and the H, and then any other details next. That's our more detailed discussion on the inverted pyramid. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kim Schrantz with howtowrite.org.